Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today, we're going to talk about Cow Appreciation Day. This is a day to celebrate cows. It occurs on the 13th of July every year, but because of the differing time zones across the world, some people celebrate it on the 12th. This day was created to raise awareness of what cows do for us humans, as they are an important part of society and are often mistreated. I don't know who invents these days, Cow Day, Dog Day, Teacher Day, I've no idea. But, well, it's a nice idea. It sounds a little bit American. But I believe these days are actually created by some departments of the United Nations. I could be wrong. Let's look at the history of Cow Appreciation Day. The very first Cow Appreciation Day was launched in 2005 as a way to persuade people to avoid eating red meat. We need to learn to appreciate the animal behind the meat, as it has been reported that many cows and farm animals are treated inhumanely on factory farms and often have 500 cattle or more. Oh my goodness me, can you imagine living with 500 other people? So cows often live in groups of 500 according to this report. Fortunately, we are receiving more information about the effects of consuming meat and dairy products and what they do to our health and environment. And there are now many meat alternatives that have entered the market. Those of you who know me from taking classes on italki will know that I'm a flexitarian. A flexitarian is basically a flexible vegetarian, okay? So I don't usually eat meat, but if you sit me at a table and force me, then I'll take it. It means that I'm a little bit flexible. So if I'm invited out for dinner and there's a big plate of chicken, I won't be devastated and say, oh my God, it's chicken. I'll just simply eat it and say, oh, delicious, thank you. Because I appreciate your hospitality more than my principle of eating meat. That can be a problem, because when you travel to other countries, sometimes there really isn't anything for vegetarians, and so you have to eat meat anyway. So, like everything else in life, not to be too extreme, but to take the middle path is often better. So I don't usually eat meat, but maybe once in a month or once in a while, I will actually manage something. But usually I eat tofu, drink coconut milk and lactose-free dairy products and everything else. Some people say that to be vegetarian is a kind of rich man's playground because there's many places in the world where you simply can't be vegetarian purely because of costs. Although with the way prices are changing now, sometimes just to cook vegetables is cheaper. Although I do love fish. Oh, fish is nice, isn't it? I haven't had that for ages either. Well, you can find many delicious substitutes for meat that will still pack in all the protein. Quorn is one of those things. This is a brand of meatless sausages and mince that we have. It is actually quite authentic. I mean, it tastes like red meat. There's also a product called Beyond Meat and the Meatless Farm. They're quite popular here. And of course, there's Linda McCartney's range of vegetarian food. She was Paul McCartney's wife. I don't know who eats that. Do you know, I never liked Linda McCartney's food, this food range. I mean, I know she's dead and everything, but her food range, I don't even know any vegetarians who liked Linda McCartney's vegetarian food. I think it's because she she packed everything with egg and cheese. So there's a question over how healthy that actually was. But well, her husband did good music with the Beatles and everything, so I can forgive her. But anyway, no, I wouldn't be rushing out to buy her sausages, that's for sure. So the Linda McCartney range is probably one of the best ones. I don't know. I don't know if she does vegan. I suppose she must do her range of food. It is definitely one of the best in terms of uh, popularity. I mean, availability, because it's everywhere. But as I mentioned, I don't know anyone who actually eats it. I certainly don't. Um, Tofu is good as well as lentils. That's also good. Great ways to get your protein. An estimated 325 million metric tons of meat. Oh, metric. Do you know, I'm British. I'm never good with the metric system. I don't know what a metric ton is. Is that different from a usual ton, I wonder? An estimated 325 million metric tons of meat was produced in the year 2019, with 73% of the global population being omnivorous. Oh, apparently, if you're omnivorous, you eat both animal and non animal products. Well, kind of a flexitarian, I prefer to call myself, not omnivorous, because most of my stuff is actually vegetarian. Um, so there are some benefits to eating meat. I mean, they do have a lot of protein, don't they? And they are good for you, but you shouldn't eat red meat all the time because it can be bad for your heart. Um, the butcher, that's a place where you buy the meat. He, I suppose, knows all about how much meat they sell compared to the past, but it looks to me like this country is really becoming more and more vegetarian. I was in the supermarket a few weeks ago and they have a whole aisle dedicated to vegetarianism now. Plant based meat alternatives are also better for your overall health due to you having lower cholesterol, lower blood sugar, and you're less likely to be obese. The impact of meat on sustainability and the environment tells us that animal livestock uses a large amount of land, around 77%, which is not sustainable, and 15% of all global greenhouse gases are generated by the meat industry. I'm not quite sure how that works. And then that takes us into links with deforestation, biodiversity, um, milk itself. You know, people have been drinking cow's milk for thousands of years. But it's estimated that 65% of people are actually lactose intolerant. But nobody seems to know about it. Well, I did know that here in the UK many, many years ago, there was a discovery that milk directly affects your mental health. And that if you suffer from depression or if you suffer from any mental health problem, you will notice that you crave dairy products, especially chocolate and these kind of things. This is well known, this, but I don't think it's ever been scientifically proven, at least not in recent years. And of course, if you do have any kind of health problems, you should visit your doctor, not listen to me talking about what milk can do to you. But I don't drink milk, so I'm kind of maybe I'm a fleegan, flexible vegan, rather than flexible vegetarian. Anyway, oat milk is one of the most sustainable. If you're looking for a lactose alternative, it's delicious. I love that. A cow lives for 25 years and then is often killed and sold as meat, especially once they can't produce milk. Um, there is a company called Humanity which aims to be sustainable, and they're trying to petition for cows not to be killed. Of course, cows in India as well are very sacred animals. So Indians, well, in the Hindu religion, I should say, cows are venerated and loved and treated very, very well. Here's 5 short facts before we finish, which will make you love cows more. Cows never eat meat. They are strictly vegetarian and they eat mainly grass. The furthest distance cows can detect smell is 5 miles. Cows are extremely social creatures and only isolate themselves when they are sick or about to give birth. Cows spend an average of 10 hours a day lying down. The oldest cow ever was Big Bertha, and she lived to be 48. If you want to celebrate Cow Appreciation Day, don't eat meat. Go and buy some vegetables, and if you see a cow, tell it how much you love it. There we are. Hope you enjoyed this. Let's talk soon. See you all. Bye-bye.